everyone. Thank you, Shankar sir, Seema madam, and Chandni madam for giving me this opportunity. I just came from the OPD. So, my topic is conducting a literature search. So, in today's topic, framing a question, material and methods, and then literature search. All the various parts of the study, we need to know the literature search. What is happening in whatever field you are studying. So you will now, after listening this, you will all be confused where to begin with now. So I think the literature search would be the best one to begin with. So whenever we don't know anything, we start with, as usual, Dr. Google. Yes, Google gives you lakhs and lakhs of information, but we are doing a study, so we should be more specific. So Google gives from A to Z everything, which may not be useful. So once Albert Einstein said, know where to find the information and how to use it, that's the secret of success. So literature search becomes the most important thing. So what is a literature search? It is a systematic and thorough search of all types of published literature in order to identify as many items as possible that are relevant to the particular topic. That means it should be done in a systematic manner, and whatever subject you are studying, that you should do a thorough search. You should find what all possible published data till date, till possibility. So a literature search is a well thought out and organized search for all the literature published. As I told you, it is well structured search in the most effective and efficient way to locate sound evidence on the subject you are researching. So where and all to look for the literature search? So why do we need to do a literature search? As I told you, whatever topic you select, for example, you want to do on a shoulder pathology, you want to do on diabetes, you want to do on something on obstetric and gynecology. So first you should know what is the knowledge on that topic or that disease per se. So it broadens your knowledge on the topic. So first, what is the lacunae in the data you should need to know, and what is the new research going on in this area, and expand your knowledge about this area. Then literature search is also required to show your skill at finding relevant information. So you have to define, now you are studying only neuropathy in the diabetes. So I will search only for neuropathy in the diabetes, and there also we can further refine it. You want to see only small fiber neuropathy or large fiber neuropathy. So remain focused to the research question we are answering, and we should not get sidetracked. It also allows for a critical appraisal of the research. Critical appraisal means whatever published data is available. First, we should also know, is that data relevant? Some may do false research and just publish it in some non-index journals which are not useful. So when you read the full article or full published data, so it is done in a correct methodology. Was the research question framed well? If somebody has done a similar study, or was there any lacunae in the study, or there was some bias in the data? So these all things need to be identified before we frame any research question or write a literature. So for all this, literature search is required. So therefore, we require a literature search to identify the research area in which we wish to undertake, field of work and line of interest. We should never do it in haste or compulsion. So here I think around 60 or 65 people are there. So after listening, I don't know how many will put their proposal, but we should give it enough time for literature search as the first step, because you will have to spend at least 2 to 4 weeks in whatever topic you want. Find and download all the data which is available. Hello. Can everyone mute their mics, please? Okay. And you have to begin the literature search, and then once you have found out various articles on your relevant topic, you have to write a literature review. So what and all is done in that topic, what were the lacunae in the present data, and how well I can improve on that, or how well I can answer the question better than the other person. And then if similar things were done, we have to cite the references properly as was told as per Vancouver style or things like that. So what are the information we can get from the literature search? What are the various aspects researched and not researched in the relevant field? Any experimental method was used or not? Any animal model if it was used? What were the tools or equipments we used? So it is only by a questionnaire or some BP apparatus or some other specialized machine was used for nerve conduction similarly, etc. What were various analytical methods used, if any, in the previous one? If any drug was used, like madam was giving example of metoprolol in hypertension. So what was the dose of the drug used? How frequently it was used in previous studies? How can I improve it in present study? Minor technical details, statistical tests used, was the statistical test used was appropriate or not in the given test, problem faced and solution found in the previous studies, and the number, as Pandey sir also was telling. So if it is a small study, only small number is there, the power of study will not be good enough, even though the research question is good. So number and characteristics of subjects are proper or not. So knowing all this is called as the critical appraisal of the previous literature done on that topic. So that's why we need to know the literature search. So next, where to begin our literature search? One is we should know what are the types of literature which is available, and second, what is the source of literature? That is, how do we access the various information available? So information resources are predominantly classified into two types. One is called the print media, and second is the electronic media. Now print media is going more and more down. Earlier 10-20 years back, it was the print which was predominant. So in print we have books, various published journals, conference papers, reports, newspaper, and various other things. So these are all stacked in our library. You can go take a book on that, or journals available with certain topics, or previous conference papers, even the thesis published by various scholars in our this field. So this is the print media. The problem with the print is it is very cumbersome. You'll have to search, see, and it should be available in the respective library, etc. So now more popular is the online databases which are available, or electronic media which is available, e-books and e-journals, and internet as usual. So coming to the online databases, we have two types of online databases. One is called as the bibliographical or index database, and second is the full text database. What do you mean by bibliographic or index databases? Suppose you want to search small fiber neuropathy in diabetes. So you put that in your search question in one of the databases as small fiber neuropathy in diabetes, example in PubMed, which is an index database. So it will give whichever studies have been done with this heading in the PubMed will come as a title of the study, the authors, when it was done, and where it was published. So it will only give the indexes or only the information there. From there, you can take that information, and in other databases, full text databases, if you feel it is relevant to your study or you want to know more about it, you can then search that same article in the full text databases, which are PubMed Central, Clinical Key, and various others also. So I was telling index, few definition here. I think if you are listening to the words new time. So indexes are the ones which provide sufficient information for you to go onto and find the full text article either here or in another library. So in that indexes, only the publication name, article title, author, volume, issue, page numbers will be given, so that you know where to search for the article. Abstracts, what do you mean by abstract? It is not the full article, but along with the above information, index information, it also gives you the brief summary of the article. So you know what was done, what was not done, and what was the conclusion of the study in that small abstract. So you know it is relevant. You need not read the full article for that matter. You can read the abstract and choose if it is appropriate for your study or not. However, that abstracting and indexing service do not give us immediately access to the full text in certain databases. So there are various indexing publications also available earlier in the printed format. Now everything is available in the electronic format. So these may not be useful in present era. So the online databases which I told, our library is one of the very good libraries in whole of Asia actually. So and we have access to various databases. Scopus, Web of Science are the high graded ones which are publishing very good data. Skywal, Springer, UpToDate, ProQuest, Sinhal, Clinical Key, these are the names of the various databases. So in the pictures I have put wherever it is, you can put the research question or the keywords which you want to research. As I gave you the example of small fiber neuropathy in diabetes. So if you click there, you will get various in each database, various indices. Then go through the title, and if abstracts are available, abstract, is it relevant for your research question? Another thing you see is this sign when you research this database, is the lock, open lock sign. This is called as the open access. So what is the open access? Usually refers to access to the material via the internet in such a way that the material is free to read. Whereas some most of the articles which are good may not be free to read, so you have to subscribe from them. So the various databases which I show are subscribed by our library. PubMed mein indexing is free, so where you can see. And if this mark is seen, you will get the full article for free if you click the link there. So other open access databases are also available. Biomed Central, freemedicaljournals.com, MedIndia, MedNo, directory of journal, PubMed Central, OpenMed, PubMed, etc. So these are various open access databases where you can freely get the various articles. So yes, definitely now the book media is printed media is almost disappearing. So the advantage of computerized system is, yes, you can search within few hours or few minutes, in fact, various topics in that data field, and that also gives you the number there. And you can take out the printout of the abstracts also simultaneously and read at your leisure. Disadvantage, however, is all the journals in the world are not indexed in a single database. So if a certain topic of yours is not present in one database like Scopus, you have to look for in Web of Science or in PubMed or some other database. And newly started journals or journals in the third world countries which are not indexed in these bases, we may not get in certain databases. So what are the steps when we do a literature search? As was the first question, you have to define your research question or the clinical question. So you have to define, as Pandey sir was telling, we have to be very specific about the questions. Now I take the question of small fiber neuropathy in diabetes. So again, you can refine it further in diabetes of 10 years onset. So there you have to go on adding your inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria, and then put these words in your search and refine it more and more. Because if you just put small fiber neuropathy in PubMed or this, you may get around 10,000 to 20,000 articles, which may not be relevant. So what are you seeing in small fiber neuropathy? You should know only painful neuropathy, or in those who develop neuropathy very early. So that way you have to define your search quite properly using certain keywords, we call it as. And then once you have defined that, identify which database or indexes to search for. The common ones which I use is the PubMed, and then now with our library Scopus also, I start with PubMed, and then when I require some certain topic, I go to other indexes also. And once you have identified your database, define your search strategy, like what search terms will you use, which headings or words you will use, and you can broaden or limit your search using Boolean method. I'll come in what do you mean by the Boolean terms which we use, and we will carry out the search. So after we have we have put the words and we have got around so many articles. If your topic was very few, you may not get only 1 to 10 articles you get. If there are only few hits, you broaden your search. Now you can cut down on the lesser words and just broaden your search, you may get more. Or if there are too many articles available, which may not be relevant also sometimes, you limit your search by further putting more keywords, so that you, what are the thing you are trying to, and run and revise your search item. After you have searched and got certain amount of data, select which and all articles are relevant for your thing, for understanding, for material or method, why you are doing a search for. If only material and method, select few good articles which are available, or if you are searching your research question, select few articles. Then you summarize them and take a abstract of them or thing. Then read through them, find out if it is relevant to your field. If it is not relevant, go for more search, and then make a summary of all these things. And then for certain good articles, around 10 to 15 articles which are there, read fully through what were the lacunae, what was not the lacunae, critically appraise it, and then find what was lacunae in that, and better frame your question. So as I told you, to give a simple example, keyword item, as I told you, diabetes, India, rural prevalence, if you want to study the rural prevalence. So these words you will put and run a search. Sometimes there are synonyms for each diabetes, maybe diabetes, diabetic, etc. So synonyms, you can, if some other word is there, for example, for a given word, there is another word also, you can put that also in the search. And here I have put a keyword. If you are reading, studying anemia in preschool children, so we will put that for the search. We can broaden the search by putting only those with low hemoglobin. Also, we can have synonym for preschool children. We can use kindergarten children or daycare center children, etc. And then further synonym means those without educational institutions, etc. So in a given database, again, there are two types of searches. One we call it as the basic search. So if you, in this picture, I have given just malaria vaccine or now COVID vaccine, if you put, that is a very broad search. You can just put it in PubMed here, and then you may get thousands of articles on that. So that is a basic search. But now on the side of this side here, they have given, if you want advanced search, meaning I want only review article, what is all summarized version of what and all is done in that field, or I only want those articles which have full text, or you have certain author in mind, only I want articles of that author, or I only want articles from certain journal title. So you can put that in the advanced search part, tick only those, and then in advanced search only those things will come. So that way you can cut down on whatever you are searching. I was telling about the Boolean operator. So there are three terms used when we use. One is called the AND term. So suppose you want to search, do a study, those whoever want to, who eat hamburger develop a salmonella typhoid infection. So you will put the term salmonella, you will get around 76,000 result. You put hamburger, you may get around 3,000 results. So when we use the Boolean term salmonella and hamburger, it cut down to only, it will give the articles which contain only both salmonella and hamburger. So it cut down to 18. Similarly, if you use the term or, result that contain either or both the terms, then we'll get. So it will be a little more broader. Not meaning, you can, other term used is not, that is to exclude a certain term. So you can tell diabetes not greater than 60 years. So that time you will get only those diabetes which were done less than 60 years only. So these are the Boolean operator terms when we are doing this search. Sometimes you can use the truncated search word also, because if you just put the term marry, it will give only the word marry. But if you put MARR and a star like this, so it will search for all the terms which will have either of any one of these, married, marriage, or marry, similar to that. Or you can, if there is a variant spelling for the same American spelling and the British spelling, so you can put a question mark like this. So that time it will find the word behavior or behavior with both the spellings together. So this helps you in broadening or reducing the type of search. So once you have searched, to read it, to critically appraise it, select 2 or 3 good articles and try to get the full article for them, so that you know what was the research question, how did they do it, and what did they analyze, what were the limitation of the study. Everything will be given in the full article only. It will not be there in the abstract. So abstract only will have limited information, and a review of abstract may be used only to identify if is the article relevant for your study or not. And then, as I told you, you have to critically appraise the literature. Is it relevant to my study? Is the study significant? All the strengths and weaknesses of the present literature, and what theories or methods they were used, or what any other method is available for me to do better. And once the literature search is done and identify, save the, you can electronically save it, make a file of it and number it 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on your relevance you want, and then go through them, read them through once, understand the things, and then by yourself write a literature review with appropriate literature review and methodology with proper citation, as was told in the previous talk. So to conclude, working with the literature search, we have to know how to find it, knowing the literature types, what are various resources, and we should improve on our search skills. Then once we have done that, how to manage it. So which is relevant, I'll keep it, and which is important, which is not important, how will I track it and keep. Then how will I use it? I have to definitely read through it. What was the method for it? Am I choosing it only for my research question? Am I using it for designing my study method, material and method, or I am using it for writing a review article or it? And lastly, after I have searched it, I'll review it properly. It was done properly or not. It is covered completely. Adequate coverage is there or not. And then I write it completely. So thank you, everyone. I don't know if all of you are ready to roll. So you are enlightened, or I think most of you are already sleeping. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much, sir, for your excellent presentation. Any student has any question to sir? Anybody has any question? Fine. If there are no questions, then I conclude this session. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me opportunity.
Yes, sir.